Hey there, reluctant healer. I see you. I'm Catherine Bird, and I train and mentor healers, spiritual practitioners, medicine people, practitioners of all kinds, and especially help people with the inner work, skill development to fulfill their sacred work. And I want to talk about the reluctant healer because a lot of us are reluctant healers. I've been there myself. So, this experience of feeling like you have one foot in and one foot out. Maybe you've done trainings, certifications, you've maybe even practiced your craft and your skills, and you still have this voice that is telling you not to do this. And it might be because you don't want to take up so much space. You don't want to seem like you're pretending to be special. Maybe you don't want to be seen as so weird or woo-woo or out there. You don't want your family or your friends to reject you. Maybe you have clients already that you're doing other kinds of work with, but you don't want to put them off by bringing in stuff that they might not understand. There are so many places where we have this reluctant fear. Sometimes it locks us up where it feels like we might die if we actually live our truth and be who we are. Sometimes this is coming from past lives, from experiences where we have been rejected, harmed, killed for living our medicine and our magic. And so there's a process that we have to go through to release these energies, the congestions that we've been holding on to clear these wounds, to grieve for ourselves. And that can be a strange process to go through because for the most part, people aren't going to understand it. They're not going to be able to relate to what you're experiencing because it can feel like, this doesn't make sense. Why would I be afraid to just be who I am? But so many of us we have this reluctancy. Sometimes this arises because you've seen other people harm people. Maybe you were part of a spiritual community or a training program, and you realize that the leader was actually maybe a narcissist or has psychopathic tendencies and was hurting people and harming people. Maybe they taught you something, a modality that was brilliant and really good and really effective, but then you see that the person who's teaching it actually isn't a good person. And it's hard to put those things together inside of you, to reconcile that within yourself, that something you learned, which you see as effective and that really helped you, was taught to you by someone that's hurtful. And that can just tumble you out into not wanting to share that work or do that work or share any of your own personal work. So there can be really deep healing that needs to occur in order for your reluctancy to release. There's a lot of inner work when it comes to being a healer. When it comes to supporting people in any kind of way. And I really don't care if you're doing physical, manual body work, psychic work, channeling, mediumship, shamanic work, energy work, therapy, whatever it is. You are going to rub up against some stuff that's hard to explain and hard to understand. But especially as you move through these initiations of deeper self-understanding and awareness, and maybe moving into things that are a little more mystical, a little more weird, you will uncover these wounds and these places where you have beliefs and understandings about yourself that you have to work on. The inner work of the healer is really important. And if you're interested in this work, this is something that I specialize in. The inner work plus the skill development, plus the specific energy practices and spiritual practices that people on this path need in order to be able to be sustainable, not burn out, to thrive in having a lot of clients and also running a business, because this has become a business, and in being able to be the most authentic expression of you that you are. If you're interested in this, I have offerings for you. Perhaps the Healers Masterclass series, which is a free offering, or the Healers Process, which is one of my core offerings, guiding healers into the inner work and development that is needed for you to thrive. If you're a reluctant healer, I get it. I totally get it, 100%. And these are things that we can move beyond, because you're actually expending more energy being reluctant. You're using up more energy being reluctant than you would be doing what you came here to do. So if you are a reluctant healer, I invite you to look at it, to really look at it, to do some writing about it, and to look at, what am I most afraid of? What are the things that if I was on this path, I'm afraid of? And then go beyond that. Go into, what's the craziest thing I'm afraid of? What is the biggest fear that I have? What is the most overwhelming fear that I'm experiencing around being who I am? And you might find that it is illogical, irrational. And the mind likes to go, oh, it's irrational, so I'm going to try to make it rational. And it's because of this very rational reason that I don't want to do this. But the truth is, it's beyond that. It's beyond maybe this time, this place, this moment. It's deep in your history, deep from your childhood, from your societal conditioning, and from other places in time that your soul has experienced. So know that as a healer, you're probably going to hit up against this stuff, and that it is possible to move through it. So, reluctant healer, come on, come out of the closet. We need you. We need you now, and we want to see you.